Yes, big dogs, and welcome back to, I was going to say vlog number 2, but I'm going to vlog a lot, so there's going to be no point in me calling it anything. I'll just say push day vlog. So another training day today. Then next time we'll do a full day of eat and rest day. Situation since leg day. After that leg day we pulled, but no carbs, I went back to some food. So today is Monday, so in 7 days I was 27 pounds down, way too much. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd have seen that. It just kept dropping and dropping and dropping to the point where I checked in with Nate yesterday, and I just like, I was fucking peeled out of my mind, but I would look like I looked like 4 years ago. There's just like nothing left of me, so we had to feed yesterday hard, and then it was basically eat as much as possible, which is obviously not, what's the word, usual in a prep. It's not the mainstream, but I probably ate 12,000 calories yesterday. Of obviously my meals, and on top of that it was like, we started with a McDonald's breakfast to get 3,000 calories in, finished with 5 Guys, chips and a dessert, but in between the meals were like 150 gram of cream of rice, beef mince, and then I'd like have 2 muffins with that. So it was like 10 or 12,000 calories probably by the time I finished yesterday. I woke up this morning, a few pounder, feeling pretty heavy. Like the food at the minute, it's not doing anything. It's my body's just like, everything's soft and disappearing fast, and it's more of a rest thing. So I spoke to Nathan this morning, and he was like, we increased your baseline food, but we've pulled cardio. And I've got 2 weeks today to register for the show in Texas. So I've got 2 weeks to get the physique sort of like to a point where I'm happy with it. The trip for Texas is booked and paid for, but if my physique is not right and I'm just going to go stringy and shit and look very much like I did last year in mid-USAs, it's absolutely pointless me doing it. And that's not shying away from anything or anything like that, because I'm still going to diet to the point. However, I don't want to put something on stage again as what it was last year. I want to be better than that, and similar things happening where my body's just sort of like wasting away a little bit. But I think just with rest and things like that and a little bit more freshening up, we can get it back. As long as the conditions there, we can slowly just fill out and get chilled out and rest, and then if body comes back, great. Because this was never meant to be a prep, essentially, if you remember. It was just a diet, and if I was happy with how I looked around near show time, we'll do a show. And actually 6 weeks ago, fucking fantastic, we looked great, best I'd ever been by a mile. And since then, it's sort of like, once we picked the show, things haven't deteriorated, but this last couple of weeks have gone like, not wrong, but just like, fuck, actually, let's try and claw something back. So that's where we are. I get hyperkalemia as well, which is like a low potassium, it's a genetic thing. And I've had hyperkalemia the last 2 days, which means my limbs are really heavy. My potassium's pretty low. I have topped it up over the last couple of days. So today, fingers crossed, I should be fine. But push day today, off the back of a lot of calories yesterday. Still feel absolutely fucked, but I'm gonna try and utilise them the best we can. This is exercise number 1. Again, just same format. I'll just do my working sets, my top working sets. So I've got a few warm-up sets to do on here, make sure I get the positioning right. Then we'll attack the set. I'll take you through the exercises in today's session, what we're doing, how we're doing it, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, that sort of thing. And we will go from that. Right, so top set, back off set style. Today, I'm going to go to failure every set. I like a 6 to 8 here. I'll try and be as strong as possible, utilising or partitioning that food from yesterday. This machine, I'm sort of in between settings, so I have to almost stand up in it a little bit when I'm in the set. But start nice and strong. Important to start strong. Okay, here we go. No, that's a perfect start. So what I'm thinking about when I'm on this is I'm almost thinking about doing this. I'm not pressing like this. My elbows come out so I get the stretch on my chest that can pin my shoulders back. And then I'm forcing myself back and driving my biceps together. And I get that squeeze at the top. Allow the stretch every time as well. But I'll take 10 there as a start. I'll just drop that a couple of plates now, so 20%. Have a good rest, and I'll aim for another 10 or 12. Like, performance at this stage is everything. We're not chasing pump, we're not chasing intensity, we're not chasing how we're looking in the gym. We're chasing and trying to keep performance as much as possible, especially on a push day for me. Like, legs the other day was, you know, when I watched that back when I was editing it, I was like, fucking hell, boring bastard. However, as I get a little bit more energy and a little bit more life and get strong, because this off season is about being strong, I'm also going to be training out of Thailand or Dubai all of winter as well, so there's going to be a lot of content there in finding my way around those sort of countries, gyms, foods and things there. Big announcement coming as well next week, just over a week's time for me, which I'm super excited about and privileged about as well, and then potentially some other things alongside that. So a lot of stuff going on, and I want to document it, and as it is right now, doing it this way is super simple. So back off set coming up, and then we'll move on. Right, we're in for exercise number 2. So we've done like a mid incline and then like technically a flat press. This is very good. It's heavy in the stretch, but it drops off in the shorten. So a little bit tired after that in the shorten because long limbs I'm far away, or the weights, the load's further away from me. So just that little drop off there really helps. Sometimes the drop off can be a little bit too aggressive on this in comparison to the load in the stretch, but if you take your time and slowly go through the motion rather than actually just like blasting it and driving it, you can probably manage to keep the tension on. And that's another thing about training. It's like each machine, like if I'm strong over here, that's nothing. So I could be like bang and then nothing, or I could be slow here and allow that to be heavy, then squeeze. And the difference in you executing that movement to be just being strong and nothing, to control all the way through and squeeze, is the whole difference, is a massive difference. It's the same principle again as the last set, as the last exercise. Top set, back up set. And we'll go from there. I'm feeling a little bit better. Was pretty heavy before the session, And you get to the point in prep or in a diet phase where training's just not as enjoyable. You're just sort of doing it because you need to. A conversation I had with one of my clients who came off stage the other day, he was just like, I'm so tired. I'm like, mate, we'll have some time off. But obviously, it's horses for courses, if you like. I've actually been dieting or on prep since the beginning of January, so now 6.5, nearly 7 months. I've lost 70 pounds altogether. It's a long fucking time. And I really, really want to fucking finish strong with everything I've got. The diet is easy. I could just keep going forever. Well, it's one thing being like that, but it's putting yourself through the hardship and that, them difficult times and adversity and everything else for an outcome which makes you better. But at the minute, I'm doing all that and I'm getting worse. So it's a difficult pill to swallow sometimes. But like, all is not lost. There are ways around it. And generally, it's my lack of slowing down and backing off is my issue. Like, I just want to go. I want more. I want more. I can make it hard. I can make it harder. I can get better. Surely, you know, I can keep moving forward. Whereas actually, it's backing off. And now I have anyway, but I'm just letting Nath dictate the pace of everything. And then, you know, fingers crossed, physique will come back to life, and we'll see. But top step back offset on here. I'm chatting too much shit, so.
Nice and strong. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that was a little bit ambitious, that last one. Right. Dip. Chest focused. Oh, heavy. Right. This machine for me, mechanically, again I'm in between settings, so if I go one more down, it rolls my shoulders a bit too much. Whereas I'm trying to get this chest focus, I'm trying to keep my shoulders as far out of the way as possible to try and get the stretch on my mid-clavicular part of my chest. That felt good, but sometimes you just got to find your groove and move it. Oh fucking hell, I can see my bag's falling off the shelf. I can put it back on. Who's done that? But yeah, that felt really good. But it's a hit and miss this sometimes. I do prefer a dip, like a body, like an assisted dip. But this is the exercise here, which, again, like I said, luckily today feels good. So I can probably do that weight. Again, you notice as well, I sort of adjusted a little bit in the set, which is fine. I do it quite often. But there is no fucking right or wrong way. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, the people who train the most perfect are the smallest. Like, if you feel good doing it a certain way, or if you're halfway through the set and you need to adjust. Just fucking lift it on the muscle. Essentially. Right. Top set done. Get a back off set. So I'll probably do that. I'll go one down in weight, and that'll be decent. I mean, for all the carbs and shit I had yesterday, to try and fill me up, there's not a lot going on in terms of pump. It's so fucking frustrating. But the ever evolving conundrum that is Jimmy Tonk's body is like the labyrinth. You think you've got it and then it moves. But we'll keep going. So as you've probably worked out, we've got a chest. It's a chest focus session. I'd prefer to use the prime cable as a fly movement, but it's broken, so I'm going to use this. I also don't do it as conventional as coming out. I almost lean over and press. Just a stability thing at the minute. I weigh fucking about 100 pounds, so getting the stability through the load is difficult. So this way I get good connection, so that's good enough for me. Connection and squeeze is what we're after here. Good stretch, drive through, squeeze, and just repeat. You know, it's not a massive amount of weight that's going to go through this. It's more just stimulating, annihilating, and really finishing the chest off at this point. And the squeeze. Okay, then here we go. Working set number one. Boom. Boom. Come on then, one more. Oh, that felt pretty good. Good stretch. If you notice as well, when I get to here, I almost let it like come up extra, just to get the stretch. Start with that stretch position. So I've got 3 of these, so I'll just go lighter and then lighter. The rep range will stay very similar. I'll drop a plate and I'll probably get the same or less, just because the endurance of the muscle is well, non-existent. So we move. Right, this is my second set. I'd already done one. Well, I was feeling a warm up and it felt really good, so I can go ahead and fail at 12, so it was perfect. The same weight as this actually. So again, just something that I can concentrate on with a single arm. When you're tired, you can sort of sometimes use a stronger side or really try and utilize a side maybe that's not as loose. So for example, in a tricep, if this side's quite tight and this side's not, as you get leaner, well, anytime really, you may be benefiting on one side more than the other. So sometimes, but all the time, a single arm's going to help. This just allows me to get in the stretch super deep and then come out of it. So there's nothing special about this apart from finding a position where that's deep stretch that I'm dragging, squeezing, tension on straight away, tension all the way to the back, still got tension on, tension, squeeze. And that's all I'm thinking about, stretch, squeeze. One then, come on, one there, easy. Just like that. That felt good. Gets a lot of blood in the tricep as well. Right, so I'll do that for that arm, and I've got one more set there. So I'll do 3 sets on triceps. Obviously that's not very demanding. It's direct, but not very demanding. And you obviously can't load it very heavy, so 3 sets is enough. Just checking. I actually feel a touch selfie stick. I actually feel a touch, well, I am a touch watery from the hyperkalemia and fucking McDonald's and cakes yesterday, but that'll wash off. But then again, if you're a little bit watery, it shows that there is some body fat to come off as well. You can only hold body fat in water, really. You can only hold water in body fat, really. So we'll carry on coming down. Like the baseline food that we're at now will bring me back down to, like, if I can come back down to like 215 on this food, that'll be perfect, because it means that I'm come down fresher rather than just boom, and I can sort of come down like this. That'll be nice. But you know, I'll definitely go up in body weight again tomorrow. It's always the second day I have a big jump. So there's probably like 7, I'll be like 222, 224 maybe tomorrow, which gives me 9, no, what's that? Yeah, 9 pounds to come down in 2 weeks, organically. So that would be nice. And then I want to be like completely empty, bottomed out, and then just in Texas and then load, rather than linear loading. I don't like that. I don't like it. I prefer just to be fucking inside out, hit it, drop it off, get in, get out. We'll see. That's when I had my best luck last time, or in Poland a few years ago. So we'll do a physique update potentially after. It's that posing room, I fucking hate it. And I don't really want to take my top off in the gym. This is, even though it's an Ultraflex, it's more commercial, and I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable with someone who looks like a heroin addict stripping off down to the boxer shorts in the middle of the gym. But delts is what we're going to do. Right, so cables were taken. So I'll use this Panetta. It's not bad. It's not too bad single arm. The way I do this is I try and replicate almost like a lying crucifix. So when I'm doing it, I'm thinking about leaning back with my shoulder sort of backwards, and then I'm not coming all the way down. I'm only coming to here. Because I notice if I'm touching my delt, anywhere from here to that's off there. So that's on, that's off, all that's off, and it comes on here. It's alright, man. It's fine. So it comes on here to here. So I want to be there. I've got no business right now being here. If I'm on the cable, I can keep the tension on to keep it on, but not on this machine. So I don't know if it'll look like I'm just doing sort of like half reps, but if it does, that is the reason why. So I'm thinking about leaning back, shoulder out of the way, tension there. Oh, fucking hell, that was direct. Well, that was really good. I'm happy that the cable was taken. Yeah, as you can see, I don't know how that'll look, but very effective. Try it if you've got something like this or similar. Atlantis maybe, machine is quite similar. Right, we're in posing room, and this is like the best sort of lighting we can get in here. You can't really see a lot. It's like goon lighting. It's just flat. So that is push session done. With see a bit of back maybe. Maybe if we creep into that little bit of light there. Yeah, the light is just. Yeah, anyway. Right, so push session done. 3 weeks out. I just need some life in physique. And considering today, there is a little bit of water film everywhere, but when I've had a look, conditions there, we're pretty much there, ideally. I think by the time we come back down and just let this little bit wash off and get fresher, a little bit more pressure against the skin from the muscle being fuller, we should be able to see, you know, a lot more come through in terms of condition wise. So that's where we are. I mean, great for holiday. I'm going to go on holiday. I look all right down beach, but not competing against some of the best pros in the world at the Texas Pro. However, thank you. Again, I actually want to say thank you very much for all you guys that, this is probably making loads of sound, shitty sound, that competed, that commented. that commented and give me the go ahead to do these. The good things will come from really just not the gym sessions, so the day in the life stuff, the cooking, the eating, the travelling, because this is just so easy. I've got a couple of trips getting booked, which I guess quite special for me, which I'm going to vlog. And like I said, I will be living somewhere in a foreign country, or attempting. So it might not work out, I don't know, but Thailand initially. Get there nice and easy, don't have to fuck about with visas, I get a 6-month visa straight away, I can get somewhere cheap, I can get my bearings, I can wander around and find somewhere, ideally where I've just got a base. Bodybuilding's still everything, so I still wake up, I still do my walk, everything is still identical to what I've been doing. It's just done in the sunshine, and I can lay on a beach on a night or go in the pool in the morning and chill. With the amount of money I spend to live in the UK, I will live like a fucking king in Thailand, or very, very nicely in Dubai as well. So let's see. Anyway, this is probably quite a long one for a push session, but this is where we're at. We're embracing the 70-pound drop. We're hopefully getting some life back in the physique for the next 10 days, so we can potentially get my ass to Texas, enjoy that. Because although the trip's booked and paid for, if I'm not ready, I likely just won't go. I will just take that time as full rest. But we'll see. Guys, again, thank you very much. Please like, if you haven't already, subscribe. Most definitely. And also, one thing I'm going to do, get your thoughts on this, is when I finish competing, I'm going to do like 4 weeks of a diet, like in terms of, as bodybuilders, apart from the other day, we eat carbohydrates 5-6 times a day for years and years. So I'm going to do the animal-based diet, the carnivore diet, for 4 weeks. So starting just with basic meat, eggs for a week, and then introducing meat, eggs, raw dairy the week after, then some fruit the week after, then potato the week after. So that'll be interesting, just to see how I feel. I've been doing a lot of research into that, and I'm a big believer in terms of human hunter-gatherer sort of style diets. So just having a couple of weeks off training, which I will do this time, like I mentioned previously, something I've never done but I need to do. I have 2 weeks fully off training. A couple of them weeks will be on animal-based diet with no to very little carbohydrates. Still calories will be high, fats will be super high obviously, but from there introducing carbohydrates as I start to eat my way back into training. So that will be something that I'll be documenting in detail as well, so something different. Right, okay guys, thank you very much. Jimmy Tom, peace out.